And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the beautiful Emory Woodruff Physical Education Facility on the campus of the beautiful Emory University. This is Phil Bush. Tonight, having the exciting opportunity to bring you the number 3 ranked team in the nation, the Emory Eagles, taking on another Georgia team, the Covenant Scots. I am very excited to be here and be with you tonight. This could be a very interesting match. For Emory, it is a chance to get ready to hit the road, which they do bright and early tomorrow morning on their way to Cleveland for the first round of UAA conference play. For Covenant, well, this is a very good defensive team, and they're going to have to bring out defense, and more defense against one of the most effective attacking teams in the country, currently number 2 in the nation in kills per set. It doesn't get a whole lot better than that. When we look at our individual players, there's many you could talk about, but for the visiting Scots, it starts with Skylar Moore. The setter for Covenant will have to be very effective in moving the ball around. She, of course, has her twin sister, Ginny, on the roster to count on, but she'll need to move the ball around. And for Emory, although they have focused a lot this year on getting their outside hitting going, I think tonight we may see Sydney Leimbach really have a big match, and I think that will be to Coach Jenny McDowell's liking, because she wants to see her team have all the positions rolling. And if they do, it makes you what volleyball coaches like to call hard to guard. And if Emory gets all 5 of these attackers going, it could be a very difficult night for Covenant and a fast one for Emory. We're looking forward to bringing you a great match, and we're getting ready for our starting lineups coming up soon. And this is going to be very exciting for us as we see us going forward into UAA conference play. How will Emory handle it? And this match will really give them a boost going in to conference play. I'm looking forward to bringing you a great match here at Emory. Great campus, on the campus here of a great university, Emory. And as I said, number 3 in the nation, you can't really say much has gone wrong for me. They're 11-1, one loss in 5 sets, which I'm sure bugs Coach McDowell, but she will be ready for a big night from all of her team. Got 2 experienced referees in the house. Harold Weber will be your up referee. Michael Goldstein, your down referee. So there won't be any issues there. And you see Emory right now getting ready to warm up, or they are warming up. And the team looks ready to go. It will be exciting to see, and I'm excited to bring you the match. And we take you back to warm-ups now and getting ready for introductions and our first serve. And Emory's still in the warm-up phase right now. Been a good warm-up for the Eagles, and 1-4. Emory is, of course, in white, their home whites. Covenant will be in blue on your screen. Emory will be going left to right. Covenant right to left starting out. And we're getting ready for our player introductions. We'll meet our starting lineups. And we look forward to a great match. And you see the introductions going on now. Joanna Eman, the head coach of the Covenant Scots, and she actually told me earlier she'd actually been to camps here at Emory under Jenny McDowell, which is exciting for her to come back and be playing that. And now you see the introductions for the Emory Eagles. And Jenny McDowell, of course, the highly successful coach here at Emory. Now it is time for our national anthem. And referee Harweber calls the teams to the nets. We're ready to play best of 5 sets. And this will be interesting to see. Will Covenant come out with the defensive play that has given them an 8-6 record? And that seems like it may not be that good, but they played a very tough schedule early on. Emory, of course, 11-1. And number 3 in the nation. And getting ready to hit the road early tomorrow morning for Cleveland for the first round of UAA play. Will this team play the way they can? And suspicion is they will, and it will be exciting to see. Also, keep your eye on the Libros for both teams, especially for Emory. Jenny McDowell very high on her Libro. Man, of course, being Elise Thompson from Tallahassee out of Leon High School. It's produced a lot of great athletes over the years, and this is another one. The Libro can be a changing factor in volleyball in this day and age, with the serving being so tough and defense being at a premium. Emory has won the serve and will serve first. We are underway. Float serve passed well. The right side attack, dug up by the Libro and pushed outside. Dug up by the defensive-minded Scots and dumped. That's going to be a net violation on Emory, and that ball and first point goes over to Covenant. They lead 1-0 in the first set. And it'll be number 17 back for Covenant. Passed well, but tight, and stuffed over by setter Maddie Arliss. Very nicely done. We're tied at 1. And the Libro, the aforementioned Thompson with a tough serve, but passed again well. And dug up by Thompson. Dug up, blocked, and that one goes, and the blocking of Covenant early on being a factor. They lead 2-1. Number 4, the sister of setter Skylar Moore, Jenny Moore back. Jump serve, tough serve. That's going to be a service ace. Covenant leads 3-1 in the early going here. Very tough jump serve. It's a float jump, and that one does not clear the net, but you can trade an ace for an out serve anytime. It's 2 serving 3. Emory will serve. Sarah Porta will serve. This one not passed well, off the back line. Back row attack coming, dug up by Thompson. Right side, off, and once again, dug up by Covenant. They're keeping the ball in play. Right side again, hammered, but dug up again, dumped. And that is a block on Leah Saunders. And they kept forcing that right side, and as I suspected, I think Emory is trying to force right side and middle to try to keep Covenant off balance, but great defensive work by the Scots. They lead 4-2. Well passed. Going middle. And that's a net violation on Emory, and that makes it 5-2 Covenant. So some unforced errors early by the Eagles lead to a 5-2 lead for the Scots. Good serve to the deep corner, to the middle, and hammered home. Morgan McKnight with a hammering shot down the middle. 3, looking at 5. Short serve, but passed pretty well. And blocked by Emory. Covenant recovers. This is going to be a free ball over. Dug up by Thompson. Dug up again. Great blocking by Covenant so far. Blocked again by Emory. Dug up. And again dug up. But blocked. Why, my. Back and forth we went. Sarah Carr eventually ended that with a block, but a great rally from both sides. 4 serves 5. That one in the net. It is 6-4. Had a little serving issues on both sides, but when you're going for tough services, that's going to happen. You can't serve easy balls over in volleyball because the ball will come flying back at you twice as hard. Thompson again. Good pass. Outside. Put down tight. That's going to be a mishandled ball call. 2-hit call. On Covenant, that ball was passed. Not an easy way to serve that ball. So 5 serve 6. And Covenant has played, as we expected, a lot of defense from the Scots. Deep serve. Passed pretty well to the middle. Free ball over and dumped, but passed well. Blocked. Hammered down. Leah Saunders. Solo block and no place for Covenant to go. We are tied at 6. The power of Emory. Tough serve. That was a rocket. Right side, dumped and stuffed. Nicely blocked that time. Sydney linebacker, who I talked about earlier, had a lot to do with that one, blocking as a 2-person block, and Emory takes their first lead, 7-6. Another tough serve. This one not passed well, but hit pretty well. Not handled very well by Emory. Dug up nicely. Outside. And once again, touched on the block. Dug up beautifully. Great rally, and there's that block again. And this time it is Leah Saunders and Leah Saunders and Sydney lineback. Sorry, lost that for a second. 8-6, Emory with a lead. And that serve's going to go long and be out. 7 serves 8. But Emory has been using the aforementioned power mostly on the block to really set the tone for this first set. Covenant has done a nice job keeping a lot of balls alive early on here. Left-handed serve. Tough, but put over. Dug up by Thompson again. My, oh my. And the Scots keep the ball alive again. Thompson with another dig. Right side. And that's in the line once again, and it is Leah Saunders. The right side left-handed hammer. And ladies and gentlemen, I've told a lot of people this, but if you want your daughter to get a scholarship playing college and she's left-handed, make her a center or a right side player, because she's going to get one, and you saw it right there. Free ball back over. Thompson with a tight pass, dumped over. Dug up by Covenant. Tipped on the block. Quick serve and down. And there goes Sydney Lineback on the slide attack. And thus far, what I thought might happen is happening. Emory is forcing middle and right side, leading 10-7 now here in set 1. That's going to be a free ball back to Emory. Double hit called on Covenant. It makes it 12-7. At least I think, maybe not 11-7, excuse me. Right side. That's out. Nice look. Libro. Elise Thompson right on that, and Covenant is taking a timeout. It is 12-7, Emory with the early lead here in set 1, and it really has been a good start for the Scots. And Emory not too good offensively, some attack errors uncharacteristic of a great hitting team, but they have been very, very good on the block so far, and that has made the difference. They have 6 block assists, and when you're already at set 1 with 6 block assists, that's pretty good. And your block leaders right now, in general, 4. Emory, lineback, 95. Maggie Rimmel not playing tonight. 81, Savannah Bush and Leah Saunders. And Saunders and lineback, watch those 2 tonight. They may be getting a lot of these blocks the way things are looking. Emory back on the court, waiting for the Scots. Probably a good timeout there. I think Joanna Amon saw this beginning to start slipping away from her team and wanted to try to find a way to slow down the high-flying Eagles. Left-handed serves. Passed pretty well, but dug up nicely. Great defense, and down in the right. There it is again. It's Sydney Lineback, and thus far, what I thought might be happening continues to happen. 13-7 with the middle being enforced and the right side. That's going to go long, but again, going for tough serves, a second service mistake. Leah Saunders, though, with some nice serves in that run. 8 serving 13. Good serve, but Emory passing really well. Right side, off the net and down, dug up. Good defensive work by the Eagles, and back to the outsides, off the block. Dug up by Thompson, my. Great dig. Another dig. And a good block that time. Not a bad idea. Maddie Arlist was hoping for a dump there, but it was blocked. Good job by Covenant on the block. 9 serving 13. Short serve. In the middle, and my, that's not going to come back. That was hit down in a hurry. 14 serving 9. In to serve is Becky Brewer, one of the defensive specialists for Jenny McDowell. Stuffed. No place to go with that ball. It was set pretty tight to the net, and Morgan McKnight was having none of it. Tough low serve, 15-9. And the libero goes and becomes a setter for one rotation. But another block, and Emory blocking extraordinarily well. They lead 16-9 now. The block has been the story on the defense in this match. Service ace makes it 17-9. Becky Brewer doing a nice job. And I always say there's a point in time in a match or a set where it's tough. And right now, Emory up 9 with 8 to go. And that's going to be called again. Harold Weber calling those close. A double hit call makes it 18-9. Emory up 9 with 7 to go. They are what we call now in the zone. They need 7 more side outs to call it a set. Dug up, and again, a free ball back to Covenant. What can they do? That's going to go long. But a touch called, and that ball goes back to Covenant. 19. 9 serving 19. Good job by Covenant keeping that ball alive. Jessica Seahorn, one of the seniors out of Dalton, local player. Tough serve. This is tight. Nicely done and on the line. Great job that time by Maddie Arliss, keeping a tight ball alive. Very well done. Dumped over, and guess who? Thompson once again. Back row, hammered away. Dug up. Brewer out of the back row. Blocked again. Covenant keeping it alive. Dug up again. This one by Brewer. Outside. Hammered home by McKnight. 20. Serves 10. And libero Elise Thompson, who has played an excellent first set, back to serve. Tough serve, ace. 21-10. And after a good start by Covenant, really the Eagles have really come to fly. That's going to go long, and that's the third service error, by the Eagles. But I always give teams a bit of a break on that, maybe too much, because you got to serve tough to slow down teams offensively. And speaking of which, Jenny Moore had a good run early on. Good, well passed. Oh, the combination. That's a net violation, though. They ran the tee in the middle, and it almost worked well, but a net violation makes it 12, looking at 21. Jenny Moore still serving for Covenant. Well passed. Oh, boy. That ball went down in a hurry. Savannah Bush said, I don't think so, and put it down very fast, 22-12. Dug and put down, well set, well struck. Hannah Harris, outside hitter, out of Rochester, Minnesota. So the Scots have a variety of players, much as Emory does, from around the country. Good pass. A dump, but dug up well from the back row. And dug up nicely. And dug up once again well. And Covenant seems to think they can get Emory short. It has not worked so far, so they go long, and Brewer says that's going to be another net violation on Emory. 14 serving 22. Nice rally by Covenant keeping this set alive. Long way to come back, though. When you're down 8 with 3 to go, the odds do not look good for you. That one's not passed well. And any coach will tell you, if you don't pass well, nothing else matters. 15 serves 22. So right now, both teams will be thinking about the next set. What has worked for Emory and what hasn't worked for Covenant, and what can they work on? This one is not going to be passed well either, but, and will be a free ball back over to Covenant. Right side, and that's wide. That will go back to Emory, 23-15. And in, Andy McKinnon to serve, another one of the defensive specialists for the Eagles. This one passed tight to the net, but well, and that one never came. And we have reached set point. 24 serves 15. Passed well by Covenant. They keep it alive, but look what's there. That block. Thompson with another dig. Oh, my. Leah Saunders with authority ends set number one. The Eagles take it 25-15. Extremely good second half of that first set as Emory really got their offense back in gear. And Covenant found out you can stay with Emory for a while, but eventually the power of the number 2 hitting team in the nation is going to start wearing you down, and that's exactly what happened here. 25-15, Emory with a big win here in set number one. Of course, we go best 3 of 5. And the teams will try and regroup now. For Emory, it'll be about getting off to a better start, I'm sure, for Jenny McDowell. She won't want her team giving up the points they gave up early. They certainly came back strong, no doubt about it. And then for Covenant, it's going to be about, can we put some more balls away? Because we just didn't get that many balls put down. They hit minus 167 in that set. And when you hit minus 167, not much else really matters. And here you go. Here's one of the most important things to know about Emory Volleyball. You know, there's the saying in sports, we must protect this house. Well, let's just look at that. If you don't think that Emory protects this house, in the last 67 home matches, 63-4, and since 1992, 354-53, and just since 08, the national championship year, 137-10, and I don't think it gets much better than that anywhere in college volleyball at any level. That is phenomenal. And Jenny McDowell has done an amazing job with this program, as many of the sports programs here at Emory, and they're looking to be in the mix at the end, of course. We're early in the season still, but Emory right now, number 2 in the nation in assists per sets, number 2 in kills per sets, and really playing extremely good volleyball in all kinds of different categories. Their team attacks per set, 21st in the nation. That's out of 430 ranked teams. So a very good job. As we get ready here for set number 2, the team switch sides, of course. Emory with 5 blocks in that set. Now, Covenant kept a lot of balls alive. I'll give them a lot of credit. They kept balls alive. But you give their ball back to the Eagles too many times, it's simply not going to work. And my players of that first set, both, well, actually all 3 of Leah Saunders, Sydney Lineback, and the Libero, number 10, Elise Thompson, played a great set. She touched a lot of balls, which is what you want your Libero to do, is to touch everything. And this will be Covenant to serve here in set number 2. Emory leads 1-0. And it'll be the Libero for Covenant. And Tana Stewart going back to start serving off for us here in set 2. And that one goes in the net. There's a time when you're trying to serve a little too tough and you're trying to do a bit too much. And that's what does happen. And the Libero for Emory, interestingly enough, will start out serving for her side as the Eagles lead 1-0. Flat jump serve, tough to pass that ball. Outside, And that sails long. No touch. It's 2-0. That flat jumper that Elise Thompson hit is very hard to pass. Back to the middle. It never came. And Covenant may have realized that when they lost the lead in set one, things were about to change, and they have so far. 3-0. Ball's tight and dumped over nicely. 4-0. And Covenant, a little bit of loss of composure here. This one passed well, going to the right side, but looped over. It's free, right side. That's a slide attack, didn't quite get there. And that's going to be on the line, first point for Covenant on the tip over. One serves 4. Jessica Seahorn to serve, one of the seniors for the Scots. One looking at 4. And that one just looks like a bit of mistiming. A good idea to go with that it goes by different names depending on the system, but a 31, a fast attack ball. And that one did not go, and service errors really hurting the Scots here. 5-2. And this will be Sarah Porter to serve. Not passed well at all. It's going to be a free ball. Back over. Right side. And that one didn't go either. So the forcing of right side and middle is something that clearly Emory is trying to do to take the pressure off the outsides. But, of course, you have to execute. 3 serves 5. And this will be Jenny Moore, and she's had some good serving runs with this jump serve. The jump float, a lot of power. From the back row and out. 4 serves 5. Jenny Moore is a very effective server, puts a lot of pace on the ball, but it doesn't come with a lot of spin on it, so it's tough to handle that one. And that one, of course, didn't go. That's the 3rd service error for the Scots. Emory is still leading 6-4. Andy McKinnon, tough serve. Free ball looped, and it looped and went down. And that's 5-6, so Covenant has climbed back from an early hole. Chloe Storm will serve. Well passed, outside, and that's gone. And we are tied at 6 here in set 2. Emory got out to an early lead. And can Covenant keep up the pace? That's going to go wide and puts the lead back with Emory. 7 serving 6. Savannah Bush to serve. Off the net, but over. Outside. Dug up. And dug up by Covenant. They kept alive. Outside again. But this time, kept alive somehow, but not quite able to get it all the way over. Good defensive work by the Eagles. We're still tied. Now it's at 7. And Jenny McDowell doing some adjusting of her offense and defensive players on the serve receive here. And this will be the setter we talked about up front, Skylar Moore. Tough serve, and that's a free ball back over. Dumped over, but handled. And that is put down, as I like to say, with authority. Leah Saunders left no doubt. 8 serve 7. Power. And the rolling, the shot over, and couple of times now, Emory has been caught by Covenant making these roll shots. Look for the Eagles to pull their defense up some in this situation, because this can frustrate teams like Emory that are high-powered offensive teams. We're tied at 8 right now, early in set number 2. Thompson with a great pass. Right side, dug up. And dug up again, right. And this one goes down. And this one from Sarah Carr. 9-8. Emory really has never really had trouble keeping a lead here. But you kind of wonder if maybe the Eagles aren't going to put a run and really take over this set. Touch. A touch call. And Jenny McDowell wants to know who and where. It was called by the linesperson. And Jenny McDowell still looking for an answer to the question. Who? I don't know. I don't argue with refs. We are tied at 9. Big swing, but brought up. Right side. Dug up again. And back over. Covenant playing great defense, keeping the ball alive, but free balling back. And once again, another dig by Covenant. Thompson with a dig. Dug up again, long rally. Back row. That came with a lot of pace. And that one, what a great rally. Defensive work on both sides, and eventually Emory puts it down. But give Covenant a lot of credit. They hung in for a long time in that one. Thompson with a serve that time. And a dig. And a dump. Beautiful job by Maddie Arles. 11-9, that's the first 2-point lead we've had in a while in this second set. Flat serve by Thompson, but passed well. And blocked better. Great block that time. Savannah Bush getting most of that one. With a little help from Morgan McKnight. 12-9. This could be that run that Emory has put on so many teams over the course of this season, getting to the 11-1 mark. Outside. That one never came. Thirteen serves 9. Net violation called on Covenant. That makes it 14-9. This is that run, and look for a timeout to be called pretty soon by Covenant, because this second set is getting out of control in a hurry. This is not passed well, off the net. And that's off the antenna. That makes it 15-9. Another block and push deep. Going to be a free ball back for Emory. Dug up by Covenant. And dug up by Emory. Block. And that's going to be a lift call. 10 serves 15. But there was that run I was talking about earlier. That one off the serving of Elise Thompson. 15 serves 10. Or excuse me, 10 serves 15 right now. Covenant down 5 here in set 2. And that is what happens when you start out by forcing middle and then fire the balls at speed cross court. The speed set goes straight down in a hurry off the arm of Morgan McKnight. 16 serves 10. Dug up by Thompson. Have I said that a few times? Dug up by Covenant. And that one never came. 17 serves 10. No timeouts from Covenant. A little surprised, but they're going to try and fight their way through this. 17-10. That's going to drop in. One of the few deep balls that Covenant's gotten in. 11 serving 17. And here comes Jenny Moore, who has served very effectively for the Scots. Can she keep it up? This will be a time for a run if Covenant has one in them. Well passed by Thompson, and straight down by Morgan McKnight. 18-10, and Emory is now in the zone. They're up by 7 with 7 to go. And all that means is it makes it awfully difficult to come back if you're Covenant. 18. That's going to be a mishandled ball call, double hit call by Harold Weber. 19-11. Dug up. And blocked. Back over, and Covenant keeping it alive. Back over to Emory. Going middle and going down. Savannah Bush with a put away that time. And the defense really has been much more varied here. And there's the timeout that I thought Covenant would call earlier. Now it's 2011. And right now, if you're Joanna Eamon, I think you're thinking about set 3, because this one is pretty much over. Great work by Emory, getting where they are. And Diggs, well, no surprise. Look who's number 1 on that list. I've called her name a dozen times. Elise Thompson, 5.5 digs per set. And let me tell you, folks, in any level of volleyball, that means you're bringing up a lot of volleyball. And that is exactly what we've seen here, both on the digs, on the passing, and everything else. Elise Thompson has really been a force for Emory here tonight. Becky Brewer, Sarah Porter, and Andy McKinnon also, of course, in that list. But the number that pops out at you there, 5.35 digs per set from Elise Thompson. And that tells you she is the defensive leader of the Emory Eagles. Only a sophomore, and boy, has she got a bright future ahead of her. And now 20 serves 11. Emory still with serve. Serve is deep and not passed very well. Going to be a free ball back to the Eagles. Dug up. And stuffed. You know, on paper coming into this match, Emory and Covenant were equal in terms of numerics, in terms of blocking, but it has been a block party personified for the Eagles tonight. 21-11. That's going to go wide. No touch. 22-11. And a roll shot. Back over to Emory. And flying in from the outside into the middle. Sarah Carr with the put away that time. 23-11. Great serving by Andy McKinnon in this rally. And finally, Covenant stops it, making it 12, serving 23. If you're Covenant now, though, it's about set number 3. Chloe Storm will serve for the Scots. Good pass. Just goes a little long. The inside-out swing, not a bad idea, just a little long. I think Jenny McDowell liked that idea, actually, for her setter to make that set. 13 serves 23. Block. And down off the block. That one that time by Sarah Carr. And we are at set point in set number 2. 24 serving 13. And Savannah Bush will be back to try and end set number 2. Flat serve to the middle. Dug up. Can't be kept alive. Good spot by Covenant. 14 serves 24. Of course, still set point for Emory. They've got a whole bushel of them. And tough serve. But doesn't matter, and the answer is no. Sarah Carr with that put away 25-14. And a great job that time. Emory took the lead, and although Covenant finds a way to keep some rallies close, they simply don't have the firepower for the Eagles, and it's 2-0 for the Eagles as they lead 2-0. And we're getting ready for set 3, 25-15, 25-14. And now Emory, of course, one set away from ending this match and then getting ready to go on the road for UAA round-robin play in Cleveland. And I know the players and coaches and upcoming matches, well, you see there those 3 matches coming up. Rochester, and I may mispronounce this, I'm sorry if I do, Brandeis and Chicago will be the teams that Emory takes on, and this is all conference play, and of course conference play is all that much more important. Emory, of course, hosting the UAA Conference Championships this year here at the beautiful Emory campus. Then we've got other matches coming up, October 5th and 6th, back here. Some away, some at home, and there you go right now. Carnegie Mellon is 16-0, but of course no one yet has played any conference matches. Carnegie Mellon, to their credit, is 16-0, and can't argue with that no matter what level you're playing. Emory 11-1. Chicago, Emory will be seeing 11-3. Brandeis 11-3. So it's going to be some really competitive volleyball. Now, a little surprised on this list, and admittedly this is my first time broadcasting UAA volleyball, so those watching who may think I should know this, but Washington University usually has got a better record than that by now based on their past experience and being such a great program that they have at that university. But everyone has times where they're in rebuild mode, and that could be the case here. But UAA, well, Carnegie Mellon right now, 16-0, but you always wonder who's played who so far before you get into conference play. And I know Jenny McDowell has had her team playing very tough competition to get ready for UAA play. So it'll be interesting to see this weekend how that team does. And Emory back on the court. We're getting ready, and the Scots coming back out. And as a coach, what you always want, if you're Jenny McDowell, is you want to see your team do the same thing again and be very, very consistent about your play. And for the Scots, they have to do a really good job of finding new ways to attack, because what's happening right now is Emory has absolutely dominated on the block side. They're up to 8 total blocks now are the Eagles versus 4 for Covenant. 16 block assists for Emory, and that tells you that they are not only touching a lot of balls, but they're putting a lot of balls down. Covenant still hitting in the minus numbers, minus 104, Emory at 130. Not their usual pace, but not bad. When you're trying to force middle, and sometimes you're trying to move the ball around more and get all 5 of these weapons using, sometimes it doesn't always work 100%, but it looks like Jenny McDowell pretty happy with her team thus far and what they have done. Up 2-0 here. We're underway, ready for set 3. And that's Becky Brewer to start out serving. That flat serve. And that's going to be immediately a mishandled ball. I knew Harold Weber was going to blow the whistle before that ball left the setter's hands. Great referee that he is. It's 1-0. Tough serve. Just stuffed over the net that time and down by Sydney Lineback. Very tough serve from Brewer. That ball has 0 spin, and it is coming right at you in most cases, and it is hard to deal with. Dug up by the Eagles. Cross court. And hammered down home. And that by number 23, Durzik. First kill for her tonight, I believe, 3-0. And that one didn't clear, but the initial damage done pretty well. 1 looking at 3. And the Scots, for them, unfortunately, in familiar territory, already looking up at the Eagles. Thompson with the pass. Dug up by Covenant. And stuffed. That was mostly Sydney Lineback. Out of the Marist School in Atlanta, a local product playing at a local school. 4 serves 1. Thompson with a serve and not passed well. Set in the back row and dug up and kept alive somehow by Emory. Back over. And that one's going to be a touch and a ball down. Nicely done by Covenant. 2 serves 4 here in the early going of set number 3. And this has been the toughest server for Covenant, Jenny Moore. A very difficult to handle float jump. And there's an example of why. It comes at you with a lot of pace and is very difficult to handle. 3 serves 4. Covenant right back here in set number 3. And again, it's going to be too tight, but and a back row attack, and off the block and down, and that ties the match up, the setup at 4. So Jenny Moore once again. She and her twin sister out of Fort Myers, Florida. The 2 leaders of this team. Thompson hammered that ball home off the set of Thompson. Carissa Zerzik, 5 serves 4. And this will be Sarah Porter to serve. Not passed that well, and a free ball back over to the Eagles. Right side. See ya, and it goes away. Leah Thompson with huge power attacks. That one blocked a little bit. Dug up, back over. The back row, and that one never came. That'll be back over to Covenant. 5 serves 6. And the Scots, as they have done in the first 2 sets, staying close early. And then the power of Emory just begins to take over. This one not passed well. It'll tie the set up at 6. 6 serves 6. We're tied. Passing is still fundamental and still has to be good in order to run any kind of offense no matter what you do. This one passed well, but that's just an offensive miscue. Someone was not where they were supposed to be, and that happens sometimes in volleyball. 7-6, Covenant has taken a lead. And give the Scots credit. They didn't come out here to mail this match in or this set in. They came out to compete, and they are competing very well. Block, but dug up. And dumped. And that's a great idea. A great dump by Skylar Moore, as she knew that there was a spot open for her to dump, and she did exactly that. 8-6, Covenant with a 2-point lead now. And a free ball back over, but dumped up. Thompson right there. That's going to be a net violation on Emory. And Covenant now with a 3-point lead. 9 serve 6. Deep serve. Passed well. That one never came either, or blocked. 10-6. And Jenny McDowell is going to take advantage and call a first timeout of this match as her team has fallen down, even though they're up by 2-0. Clearly doesn't like what she's seeing, and she's having a conversation with her setter about where the ball might go, where it should go, and the pace. Emory's a team all about pace. And here you see right now, Wittenberg, Colorado, the only 2 teams ahead of Emory in the rankings right now. Carnegie Mellon, we saw them earlier, 16-0. They're number 10 right now in the 3 AVCA top rankings. And AVCA, for those of you wondering, is the American Volleyball Coaches Association. They rank all the teams in all the levels. So it'll be an interesting weekend, but you know that the Jenny McDowell and her staff and the Eagles want to get out of this match ready for play in the UAA. And right now, Covenant with their biggest lead so far in any set, up by 4. They lead 10-6. And it's been very good serving by Chloe Storm, who has given them this lead. And deep, and that serve goes long, and that's the last thing you want to do out of a timeout when the team has called timeout on you is miss your serve. 7 serves 10. And Andy McKinnon had a great run in that last set. Will she have another one? Dug up. Thompson goes from Digger. Block. Dug up by Covenant. Back row. That'll be a free ball. Thompson again. Right side. Too much power. You're not going to stop Leah Saunders. Not without at least 2 players over there. The left-hander has been deadly. 8 looking at 10. And that one doesn't go. 11 serving 8. And here is Skylar Moore, the setter and quarterback of Covenant. Back to serve. Similar but not exactly the same as her twin sister in terms of her serving style. Very similar. Passed well, though, by the Eagles. In the middle. And they're calling that. The back lines person called that one down the first time, but it was called a play on by the refs. Didn't matter. The second time it was down. Emory 9, Covenant 11 here in set number 3. Emory up 2-0 for those of you just tuning in. This is Phil Bush, happy to be bringing you Emory Volleyball. Tough serve, a lot of pace on that ball. Dug up by the Eagles. That's going to be a free ball, but blocked. Leah Saunders from the back row, and that one slowed down enough. And right, beautiful shot cross court. That one wasn't the hardest ball Leah Saunders hit, but maybe the best place ball. 10 serves 11. Tough serve, and that's going to be an ace for all practical purposes off the arm of Savannah Bush. Beautifully struck ball. And we're tied at 11 here in set 3. This passed well. Dug up. And that's going to be a net violation. I believe that was what the call was by Harold Weber. So Covenant back in the lead, 12-11. So the Scots are looking to try to force a fourth set, and they are doing an excellent job so far here in set number 3. This one bump set nicely, but never came. 13-11, Covenant back up by 2. This one passed pretty well in the middle and dug up by Covenant. But nobody there to get this one. It does get over the net somehow. Covenant gets a free swing. Dug up by Thompson. Dug up, but out that time. Great job defensively on both sides, but Covenant with a 3-point lead. 14-11. The Scots staying right in this set number 3 and leading. And the left-hander for, and that left-hander for Covenant did put that ball down. However, it didn't matter in the end as it was put away by Emory. 12 serving 14. And Leah Saunders to serve. This one not past rail, but over. Dug up, both sides with digs. Right side and cross. The slide attack that time. When the middle comes over to the right side and attacks, 13 serves 14 as Sydney Lineback back on the attack. That goes off the antenna and is down. Covenant still up 15-13. Getting late here in set number 3. Oh, and back to that right side we go. Sydney Lineback again, what she did in sets 1 and 2, as she's doing it now. 14 serves, 15. And sometimes coaches tell their setter, force middle, force right side. Keeps the other team off balance and avoids the double block. Great attack that time. That by Jenny Moore, set by her sister Skylar. Beautiful attack, 16-14. Covenant still leads here in set 3. That one never came. And Covenant now with a 3-point lead, 17-14. This one not pass well, be a back row attack. Dug up and outside. Off the net. That's going to go off the net and the block and the touch. Over to Emory, 15 serve 17. Wasn't sure at first if that went off the blocker or the attacker. However, immediately said it was off the blocker, called it. And Elise Thompson with a tough serve. That's looped, but dug up. And down it goes. Good defensive work that time. And that makes it 16-17. Saunders with the dig and Zerzik with the put away. A low float serve, not passed well by Covenant. In the back row, dug up. Outside again. Dug up though, Covenant staying in this set. Off the dig. And that one never came. Not a bad idea by Savannah Bush to try and go short right front corner, but unfortunately never cleared. And Covenant now up 18-16 as we're getting close to crunch time here in set 3. And this is Jenny Moore, who's been the best server for the Scots. But not this time. My. That ball was thumped by Zerzik out of Columbia, Pennsylvania. 17-18. Service ace. Maddie Arles ties it at 18. We have a set to 7 now. Looped over and a free ball back to Emory. One of the few times that Leah Saunders has been slowed down, but a block by Emory. Another block, that's touched. And touched again. And blocked again. Emory will have another chance on offense. Outside. Blocked. Good playing by both sides. Covenant simply would not go quietly into the night on that rally, and they lead 19-18 in what may turn out to be the most important point of that third set. 19 serves 18. Not passed well. And does not cross well. And now Covenant at 20-18. Looks like Emory is changing the way they're going to receive serve and how they're going to set up their offense. And dug up somehow by Covenant. Oh, the combination play. The block went with the first attacker, and it was a free swing, and 19 serves 20. Emory down by 1 here on their home floor, already up 2-0. And this one not passed well at all. We're going to have a free ball back over to the Eagles. And again, the play set, double contact call. We are tied at 20. It is a set to 5. Timeout taken by Covenant. What a great third set we've been able to bring you here. So anybody who thought the Covenant was going to go away quietly did not know what they were talking about, because they have come out and brought their best volleyball here in set number 3. Still not hitting with great efficiency, but they are playing defense like nobody's business to keep every ball alive. Kills average you're seeing right now, Morgan McKnight, 3.43. Sarah Carr at 2.79. Sydney Lineback, she's had a big night tonight, 2.67. And Leah Saunders, and boy, when she hits the ball, the whole gym knows the ball's been hit. That is some serious power from the left-hander on the right side. 2.36, but they come with authority. And it is 20-20. Emory with the ball. And Andy McKinnon to serve. 5 to win for one side or the other. Of course, we could go to free volleyball if we must win by 2. Passed well by Covenant. Trying for speed. And off the block, and they do get it. 21-20. So a good rally by Covenant. And here comes Skylar Moore, who's done a very good job moving the offense around here in set number 3 for the Scots. Passed well. Outside. Hammered. Sarah Carr with a put away, and we are at 21-21. It is a set 2. It's a 4-point match now. 21 apiece. First to 25 wins. Good serve, good pass though. And dug up, and that ball's going to go down, not dug. 22-21, Covenant staying right there all the time. Emily Moore, one of the serving specialists, left-hander. Tough serve, but passed well and hammered down. And Covenant made a play at that, and we are at 22 apiece. It is a set to 3. Big serves often play a big role here in sets like this. 22-22. Leah Saunders served, but passed well, but stuffed by Emory. A huge block, 23-22. It doesn't get any bigger than that one. That was a big, big block by the Eagles. To the right, dug up by Thompson. Kept alive. Can they keep it? Get it over the net? Thompson does. Back over, another offensive sequence. Net violation called on Emory, and we are at 23 apiece. My. This is why they call it a match to 5 sets, because just because Covenant lost the first 2 does not mean anything. Dug and blocked, and Covenant is at set point, 24-23. And Emory takes a timeout. Had it to use, so why not? But Covenant now is feeling it after they lost those first 2 sets and lost them by 10 and 11 points respectively. You might have thought they were going to mail this set in. Nothing could be further from the truth. They have played extremely well and really kept Emory off balance. Tough serving, great defensive work. Consistently good defensive work, and Emory has not always brought all the power that the Eagles have to bring in order to win these kind of matches when you're playing against a team that is defensive-minded as the Scots. So it'll be interesting to see now, 24-23. If Emory can get the ball back and tie this at 24, we go to what I like to call free volleyball. You must go to 26 to win. Hannah Stewart, the libero, will be putting it in play for the Scots. They have set point on the board. Well, whistle never blew. And the ball goes back over. Don't see that happen very often, especially at set point, but that was a free serve for Hannah Stewart. Short. And hammered home, right back to what was working so well in 1 and 2. Sydney Lineback hammered that ball home off a great pass from Thompson and a perfect set. And that now makes it 24-24. We go to 26. Right side block. Dump. Thompson finds a way to touch that ball. And that ball goes down, and once again it is set point on the board for Covenant. 25-24. Passed well, but tight. Dumped and down. Wow, what a great job by Maddie Arliss that time. She only had one option, and that was to dump it over, and she did and threw it down in a perfect spot. We're tied at 25. We're going to 27. Dug up, outside, and off the hit of Morgan McKnight, and it is set point on the board and match point on the board for the Eagles. 26-25. Passed well. Dug. And once again, folks, it is 26 apiece. And now we're going to 28. You see these kind of sets once in a while where both teams are bringing the right effort to win. It's a question of who brings it in. Now you got the best server for the Scots back to serve, and you see why. And beautiful done, but block and down. And Emory finds a way, and they put set point back on the board again, 27-26. Back row. Dug up. Little confusion, but it still doesn't matter. It goes over, but Covenant with an easy offensive sequence. Dug up. Dug up. Couldn't quite get it over, and we are tied at 27. My. As I said, you get into these kind of sets sometimes where both sides are bringing the right level of effort to win. It's a question of who makes the mistake first. Good pass. Outside. Hammered. Morgan McKnight says, I don't think so. Or as we say, not in my house. 28-27. And this will be Andy McKinnon again for the match. Dumped. Somehow kept alive. Emory throws it deep. Off the dig. Nobody. Oh, wow. What a defensive sequence by the Eagles. They go right side. Does Emory and puts it away on the block. 29-27. My, oh my, what a third set. Emory does win 3-0, but it won't reflect the level of effort that Covenant brought. Emory wins 25-15, 25-14, and an epic last set, 29-27. The Eagles go to 12-1 and get ready for UAA play.
Thanks, Phil. We're down here with Jenny. Jenny, you did what you needed to do tonight. Get out of here with a win.
Yeah, I thought they played us really tough, and you know, it was a good stepping stone for UAAs going into that tomorrow. So excited to be ready to start a new thing this weekend for sure.
Defense, very great effort defensively tonight. I believe you held Covenant to a negative hitting percentage.
Yeah, I thought Elise played really well tonight. You know, she was all over the court, and I thought Andy and Leah did the same thing. And so, you know, we pride ourselves on defense, and we had to play really good defense to win that tonight.
Obviously, you talk about this being a stepping stone for this weekend. Obviously, a great challenge coming up this weekend.
Yeah, you know, the UAA is, I think, the best conference in the country this year with Carnegie Mellon, Chicago, WashU, all in the top 20. So we've got to play a little bit better than we did tonight, but I think we'll be ready to go.
All right, Coach, congratulations on a good win.
Thank you.
All right, Phil, back to you. And again, we'd like to welcome you to the Emory Volleyball family, and we'll look forward to working with you throughout the year.
Thanks very much, John. It is great to be here. A great third set ends up the night, and you are so right. Covenant held to a .008 hitting percentage. Anytime you do that, any level of volleyball, you have played big-time defense. And tonight, Emory did just that. Great job by Emory on the defensive work. 12 total blocks, 67 digs. Now, Covenant brought it all, and they brought it all in that third set. So I got to give that team, the Scots, a lot of credit. Coach Joanna Amon, a great deal of credit for doing a good job. And a very well-refereed match, too. Like to always recognize the refs. They don't get a lot of attention, but Harold Weber and Michael Goldstein did a nice job tonight in a very competitive match that went back and forth. Well, we're excited to be back with you next week for another match. But in the meantime, we're going to wish the Eagles the best of luck this weekend as they go to Cleveland early tomorrow morning for the UAAs and a chance to play against the conference that they've been ready for this entire season. This is Phil Bush, and for our entire broadcast crew here at Emory, thank you very much for tuning in, and we look forward to having you back with us again next week. Thanks. Good night.